Hello Summoners, and welcome back to another official Marvel Contest of Champions live stream here on twitch.tv/kabam and on the official Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube page. My name is Drax. I am one of your community managers, and I am excited for day 8 of the 9 days of giveaways. We have a fantastic show planned for you. Aiden is back in the guest chair here. He's here to share some knowledge and insight, take all of your burning questions about the contest, the weather, definitely breakfast, all that sort of good stuff. Of course, we will be doing our giveaway at the end of the stream. We will be giving away 8 7-star champions and 1 6-star champion from the year 2022. That is the most 7 stars we've ever given away in a live stream. Whew! Wild. So thank you all for being here. If this is your first time tuning in, and this is your first time ever being here, please hop in the chat, say hey, let us know where in the world you are tuning in from. We are always curious to know. What's up, Lime Fitz? I see you there in chat. Great to have you. What else? What else is new? Ooh, from Belgium, the Netherlands, Wisconsin. Happy Banquet Day, everybody. Of course, the start of the most exciting time of the year. I hope you guys are pumped up. Everett, Washington. I was in Everett like a few months ago. That's very cool. Welcome on in, everybody. I'm trying to see our new people as well. Game Champs 2 MCOC from India. Welcome on in. I see Brazil. King of Flight Skin says, what's up, man, from Tennessee. We've got Harold in Israel. Welcome on in, everybody. Great to have you here. Okay. I see questions already. How does the giveaway work? We'll tell you when that time comes. Stick it out until then. If you need to leave and then come back, just leave me on in the background and I'll make a big deal over here to call you back to the stream, all right? Great. Now, let's go over the ground rules. There is one ground rule and one only. Say it with me. Don't be a jerk. That's it. It should be so easy, you guys. As a friend of mine said recently, kindness is free. It's out there. It's so easy. It's so easy to just not be a jerk. And that's it. And we bring out the best of the summoners to come hang out in these streams. This is the most positive way that we can interact with you, that you can interact with us. You have direct access to the game team, to ask questions, to get them answered, and to the giveaway. So if you were to be here and you were to be a little bit of jerk, you were a little jerky, and you get kicked out, you miss out on so much good stuff. You miss out on so much good stuff, So just hang out. We're here for a good time. Now, if you decide to break our one and only rule, we do have our mods hanging out in chat. Shout out to @KabamTwitchyD and @Kabam, amongst other volunteer mods. Thank you guys for being here as well. They're all keeping us safe. They're monitoring the chat. They're kicking people out. They're timing people out. They're muting inappropriate terms and stuff like that. So, thank you to them, and be aware that they're watching. Also, when we move into question and answer periods of the stream, feel free, we're getting there, don't worry, feel free to tag @KabamTwitchyD or @Kabam. We will pull those questions into a private chat here, and we'll ask them, we'll discuss, we'll hang out with our guest, and it's time to bring them on. Everybody, please welcome back to the show for, I think, a record high of 5 times. Aiden's here! Welcome on in, Aiden.
I've been here the whole time.
You were. The little tricks. Oh, hold on. Let me show off one of my shirts. We got this in the unboxing that we did last week. This is one of my favorite ones. I like the color on it mostly.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it doesn't match your shirt. Again, I always scold you a little bit for coming on and out-styling me, but no suspenders this time. Can you walk us through your decision-making process on your outfit?
I didn't want to double back on the same thing twice.
I
do actually, when I'm coming on stream, I do think about, I need to make sure I dress better than Jax today.
Son of a gun.
And so, but that also requires me to vary out my outfits. I can't be a lumberjack every time.
It's a tough life.
It's a tough
lumberjack life. I'm glad that you put that consideration into it, though. I don't know if you saw John yesterday with his holes in his jeans. It was like he just didn't care.
I mean, that's a different style.
No, I know. And honestly, John looked great. He got the haircut. He got the beard. I don't want to say that he did that just to join us on stream, but whatever.
But he did do it just to join you on stream.
Wow. We are honored to have him here. Of course, Aiden, this is your 5th time here?
Yes.
which is wild. Again, I think you hold our current record, and we'll likely bring you back again sometime in the future because we love having you here. Now, for anyone who may have missed you on previous streams, can you walk us through what you do in the contest, and what is something or a number of things that you have your hands on that they will interact with in the contest?
Yeah, so I am the lead champion designer, and I'm COC, and so you know, as over my time at Kabam, I've gone like through like intermediate and now into lead. I'm generally involved in making champions. I have made just over 20 of them. I lose count. Okay.
That's a lot.
The other champ designers were like throwing shade at me in the earlier stream. They're like, yeah, Aiden always forgets his champions. He never can list them all. That's because I just have a human brain that like doesn't remember all the champs I've made.
That's because I just have a human brain. Put that on a shirt.
Yeah. So I made a bunch of champions, a bunch of other like buffs and bosses and content. I did the 7-3 Kang, not Superior Kang, the one that like kind of does his comeback and then gets a little bit kind of off in the plot. I did Deathless Guillotine, so that's something that is kind of in the player's hands.
Cool.
Yeah, right
Very
around
soon.
now. What else have I been working on? Lots of just like planning. This is, I don't know if you noticed, but like this is our kind of like time of year where we do a lot of our planning. So we're just thinking about what events and characters and cool stuff we want to do in like 2024 and then like 2025 as well, as where we're kind of like, we usually plan about a year in advance, and so like next year is like loosely locked in, and we're like, okay, what are we going to do 2025?
Yeah, and again, to combat the headline, the storyline that the game is dying, guys, we're planning it at 2025. So just to give you guys a little hope. I imagine and I want to believe that this is providing you hope, because I don't want people to be out there being like, yeah, the game's dying. Good. I hope that you're hearing like, oh, I love this game and I want to be able to play it forever, and I can continue to play it into 2025. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Aiden, you're a man of many talents. You've contributed to a lot of different parts of the contest. I think the real question everyone is wondering is, why did you not bring your dogs in for the stream when we explicitly invited them?
So yesterday, as you know, was the first time I brought my dogs into the workplace, and they were actually pretty like stressed. Like they handled it pretty well, but they were exhausted when we got home. They were kind of panting a bit. We had a very chill evening, and so today I was like, you know, I had to wake them up to be here on time, so that's their fault. They were mad at you.
You can send my apologies.
I will. But, you know, they get a little bit of a chill morning at home, and then, you know, I'll bring them in more in the new year, I think.
Yeah, okay. All right, good answer, honestly. Bruin Avalanche in chat says, why no cats? Cats are awesome. Firstly, I feel like that's a double NHL reference, which makes me happy. Bruins are from
Boston.
And Avalanche are in
Colorado?
Boom!
Oh my God.
Points to Aiden for sports. I would love to bring cats in. They would leave even more fur than the dog, though. And also, dogs are easier to travel. They're more independent. You know?
I would be more worried about our AV equipment if cats were in the room.
Rob, how do you feel about having cats in the room?
I like cats.
You like cats? Yeah. Cool. They attack wires. That's literally, they attack cables. That's literally what they're built for, I'm pretty sure. Genetically, that's what they've evolved into. All right, so Aiden is our champ daddy, so if you guys have any questions, he literally creates champions in our game and has done 20 of them. You oversee a bulk of the RPG team, as we refer to them. So if you guys have any questions about champions, champ creation, any of that nitty-gritty stuff, I know we touched on a little bit with John. We touched on it because John's our balance boy. We touched on it a little bit with Stuart and Alex earlier in the event last week, I believe.
Yeah.
So we've had a little bit, but Aiden knows more.
Well,
Aiden knows more.
More / other things. There are people who are more specialized in other areas than I am. That's kind of the point.
There we go. There we go. Oh, hold on one second, because Mickey just sent an image, and she sends... Oh, okay. Usually it's great screenshots of us making bad faces. This is what we're usually getting.
That is what I always look forward to after the stream.
Is our colleagues who blow up all of the messages with just strange faces we've made. All right, Stone Whale 2077 says, what's your favorite piece of utility for a champion to have?
So this answer changes all the time depending on how I'm feeling. Right now, I'm going to pick reduced buff duration and so that's on like
interesting.
Mojo and Kindred. I think it is a really cool piece of utility that we haven't done a lot of.
Yeah.
That is very it's very sneakily powerful because again we haven't done a lot of it. It interacts with buffs in a different way, and it also pushes the champ design in a certain direction. It's like when I was making Mojo, I knew I wanted to have decreased buff duration as like one of his key things, and that kind of pushed him in the direction of like, oh, and then therefore he really wants to care about buffs expiring, and then that's when you get degenerated, and that's when you start dying, and then he turned into a defender.
That's pretty good. That was a way deeper question than I thought because Aiden knows more.
And also like the fact that we can see a little bit of the questions in the chat.
Did you prime that one?
Yeah, I've been scanning the questions.
I'm gonna start to try and trick you. Like I'm not gonna read this one.
Okay.
Okay. From James Avenger, they say, "Hi Aiden. I want to know which champ is the one you most poured your heart into and will always be your favorite."
So I feel like this has been asked almost every time I've been on the stream. Like, which is my favorite champion?
I think it's an important question.
Yeah. So there's a couple different ways of answering this. The champion that I think my heart is closest to is Hulkling, and I mentioned that before on the stream. But I love all my children equally. They're all very different. A lot of weird faces in that group. So Hulkling is my kind of like go-to answer there. A champ I've been thinking about more recently is Sorcerer Supreme. For her, it was a really interesting process of I had a cool idea for how I wanted these runes to combine and give utility to her kit. But in her early playtests, it was atrocious. It wasn't working at all. Everyone was super confused. The abilities didn't make sense. Like people didn't know why things were happening. And so I locked myself in a room for an afternoon with a whiteboard and like just scrawled all over it and like kind of completely broke the kit down and then recombined it into one that was technically the same as the one before, but it was entirely different. And because of the changes, it meant that I could rework the HUD and the communication, the ability descriptions, and it meant people understood what was going on. So that was a particular label of love. It was locking myself in a room for Sorcerer Supreme.
I love that. And I've said this before, the level of depth required and the foresight and the planning for any of our people designing champions is bonkers to me. Like going into a meeting and seeing from a sheet of paper what you guys are explaining and how you visualize it before it even exists in any way is always kind of baffling, a little overwhelming for me. So good for you guys. Jin Nandi says, please make Aiden a permanent host.
Oh my God,
Do you
no.
want to trade jobs?
No.
No? We could. The people want it. I'm here to give the people what they want.
They want you to design champions?
No, they don't want that. But you know who I would love to design, Aiden?
Who?
Is Spider-Punk.
Oh,
but
right.
I'll never get the choice. I'll never get the chance because Summer's Choice 2023 was rigged, it was garbage, and I cannot believe that I was robbed of the best possible champion to ever be added to the game. Also,
There's a good
it
echo
echoed.
on,
Yeah, when I speak up, it echoed.
one. Your rage is so pure.
The heavens are responding. They understand the frustration because even they know with omnipotence that it is the right choice for the contest. Also, it always makes me laugh that right outside our studio door is like finance and legal, and we just yell about video games. Anyhow, where were we? Let's bring in DP Infinity. What's the best benefit to having someone from the gaming community join as a champ designer, as opposed to onboarding someone brand new to the game, but not necessarily new to game design? That's a great question.
This is such a good question.
Yeah.
I love this question. Because we have, there are designers on the team who've come from both of those angles, who've like kind of more so come from the community and their familiarity with MCOC, and then there are those who have more just like game design backgrounds and then on board to the game. So at the end of the day, the biggest difference and benefit is really the knowledge that you're coming into the job with, you're joining the team with. If you are someone who is very, very familiar with MCOC but has less game design experience, then you're going to be able to speak from authority about MCOC. It's a very, very big game. It's easy to lose track of just all the stuff we've got going on, nodes, paths, competitive metas, that kind of thing. And having that knowledge on hand and really quick to access can lead to some really cool designs, good feedback, some really, really like neat stuff. And like, especially like if you're trying to like put utility on a champ, having that mastery of MCOC, like deep meta knowledge is really, really awesome. So that's a benefit that people who are more familiar with the game when they join the team have. Conversely, coming in with, and then if you come into the team with more game design experience, less MCOC experience, then there's sort of like classic game design skills that are just kind of good to have when you're working this position. For instance, like we talk a lot about giving and receiving feedback in game design. It is what I would consider a fundamental skill of our discipline, which is the ability to, when someone comes to you and says, I hate this thing, you're not supposed to say, no, you're wrong.
Gaslight them.
No.
Here's why.
Again, you're not becoming a champ designer.
I'm on the
after
champ
this.
design team after today, you guys.
The best thing to ask them is, okay, well, why do you feel that way? Dig into the reasons. And actually, it's interesting because when people are giving feedback, they'll often give you a suggestion for how to fix it. And that suggestion can very much be wrong and terrible.
And that's when we tell them, you're wrong.
No,
we still don't tell them.
No, because that is coming. The reason is like you want to really dig into why are they asking you for that thing?
And that's where my job comes in.
Exactly.
I'm the listener and the understander and the communicator.
The ability to like listen and iterate on feedback and really dig into what is the actual core fundamental thing that they are having issue with in the kit.
Yeah.
And then once your ability to identify that and really intuit what people are saying without them actually saying it means that you can make smart choices and like you can fix multiple problems with a single change as opposed to having to adapt all the changes, and the champion ends up kind of meld with a bunch of different things. And so there's just a bunch of game design skills that take practice and take work, and that's the benefit of coming from that side.
I like seeing the kind of balance. Like you said, people coming in who are completely familiar with the game have one set of knowledge, but someone who comes in and is a completely unfamiliar is inspired by different areas, right? And they both kind of share their own unique take on the game, and I think that's really important. It's also important to note that sometimes when people give negative feedback, they may not know where the root of their frustration is. And sometimes that takes a little bit of conversation or a little bit of, taking understanding and taking feedback from a larger number of people to get to. So it's a bit of a puzzle, which I always enjoy.
A classic one is, someone's playing as a champion who's been in development and they get like kind of confused or lost while they're playing. It's like, I don't really know why a certain thing happened or how I was supposed to do a certain thing. And that particular kind of feedback is often either addressed by just changing the ability, making it simpler, like, fewer mechanics going on, fewer things to juggle, or it could be a communication thing. We work a lot on how best to craft the HUD icons and the callouts for our champions such that they really communicate clearly what it is that's going on, especially at a glance, because, the fight is kind of ticking along. You can't just be like staring at, especially the upper left corner is kind of the corner that you care about the least a lot of the time. Because you're caring mostly about your opponent and their HUD more so than your own.
Interesting. Deep. Way deeper than I expected on this Wednesday morning. On day 8.
It's not even 10 a.m. yet.
Straight of live streams. It's not 10 a.m., but you know what happens at 10 a.m. today?
Banquet?
The Banquet event. So get ready for that one. Summoners, get excited for it. Let's pull in one more, and then we'll play Guess a Champ.
Alrighty.
Okay, because last time we gave you 20 questions, and I realized immediately that bringing that to Champ Daddy was a bad choice, because you're just so familiar with all the champions. So I said, no. We'll play.
It is literally my job.
We'll play the most nonsensical game instead. Let's bring in a question from Bright XR, who says, what factors play into choosing new champions and how powerful their kits are, given the current meta where some classes are stronger at a certain time in the game? How do we decide who gets made? And also, how do we balance them, I think, is essentially the root of that.
There's sort of two questions here, and I can address them separately. The first question is, like, how do we decide just who gets made, who gets added to the contest?
Yeah.
And that is a big process that I may not even have full time to go into.
We should do a TED Talk for you. Put you up on a stage?
Sure. I don't know
If you
I like
guys
that.
want to see a TED Talk about game design with Aiden, let us know in chat
There's also
right
like
now.
conferences for that. Like I don't think we
We'll
have.
we'll have our own.
Okay.
Only for the summoners.
It'd be fun during like a Battle Realm brawl, actually.
Ooh, we should do Battle Realm Brawl again.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
Anyway, the question. So the process of picking champs for a year is like it's quite complicated because first step is obviously like, working with Marvel. It's like, hey, who are cool champs in your like giant roster of characters we want to add to the game? And so it's we start with this pretty big broad slate, and then it comes from a couple different factors. So if there's any big Marvel events that are happening, movies, comics, we want to make sure that we're doing similar stuff at the same time because that just builds hype for the Marvel universe in general. We try to make sure that we're doing even balances of certain classes, certain character archetypes, like diversity as well, making sure we're taking we're representing different characters from different backgrounds, that kind of thing. Making sure that we're rotating through the classes in a way that feels healthy and good. I know that we only released 2 mutants this year. That was an intentional choice that we made a year ago.
We had this conversation because someone in the forum said, I think Kabam hates mutants. So I went to you directly and I said, hey, do you hate mutants?
I love mutants.
And you went, what are you talking about? No. And I went, don't worry about it. That's all I needed to hear. Thank you. And I went back to the forums.
That was an intentional choice for the year because we wanted to highlight actually some of the other classes a little bit more just from how the power balance has shaken out in the contest over the last 8 or 9 years. And after this year, we're like, okay, we did do that, but mutants definitely didn't get quite as much love as I think they probably could have over the course of the year, give or take. Although people love onslaughts, maybe actually it's fine. And so we our philosophy on how we balance the classes changes over time as well. So. And there's a ton of other factors that go into the whole champ roadmap planning kind of thing. So that was the first half of the question. Yeah.
If I can interrupt before you get to the second half. Mike just messaged to say that he's coming up. Do you want to hide behind the door and we'll cut to the wide and you can scare him as he comes into the room?
I would get hit by the door. There's not much room back there.
Yeah, okay, fine. We don't have to do it if you don't want to. That's fine. Let's
go
back to the second. I didn't mean to derail. I just thought I saw a moment.
So then
the
other question was balancing champ meta and power and that kind of thing. And that is the lion's share of our job, is figuring out how to make champs fun and powerful in a way that can last forever. Because again, the contests have been running for 9 years. We want to run for at least 9 more years. And so we need to make sure that champs have value that is eternal or long-lasting. And so that's where we talk often about utility and the damage attribute, which is kind of just a relation of the DPS to their attack value anyway. And so the way that we balance it is kind of twofold. It is, first of all, we do think about what is the meta the champ is releasing into. So who are other recently released champions, what's happening in AEW, what's happening in Battlegrounds, what's happening in AQ, all the various modes. So we obviously know what's going to be happening in the game when a champ releases, and so we do think about that, and we're saying, hey, it would be a cool opportunity for this champ to target this mode because there's a particular challenge that players have been talking about recently. But then we also look at it from an internal perspective. It's how are we going to give value to a champion that can be, used later on? To kind of give you an example, both Hulkling and Gore had some pretty heavy regen buff focus, and that was because we identified, it's been a while since we built some cosmics with some regen buffs. We can give it to both of them, and that it will both be useful for the current, I believe it was the AW season, the paths at the time, but then also them having that just pretty good generic RPG interaction means that we can do more stuff with regen buffs in the future, and they'll both benefit from it. So,
sorry, I got distracted. Someone in chat said, give me a champ or I'll fart, and I tried really hard to. The auto sensor got to it, and I was like, allow, but then TwitchED said deny, so it didn't work. Do you want to pull in any of these questions yourself? I can let you pick one.
That makes me uncomfortable.
I bet it does. It's me, everyone's favorite symbiote. It's Vernum, everyone. Oh, I'm Vernum. 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 You know the song? That's
the Eminem song, yeah.
Vernum.
You're
This came for free unsurprisingly, when we bought 12 t-shirts.
I hope it did not cost money.
Vernum. 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 The whole show, this thing does not breathe well.
No. If we scroll up a little bit in the question log, I want to make sure we're not missing a good one.
Any good one?
Oh lordy, there's a lot of questions. I mean, this is purely on you.
It's hot in here.
Oh, there was one a little bit higher up, I think it was.
Okay.
James Avenger _
Which one?
I mean, you have to read it because you're reading it.
It's really hot in there. From James Avenger, will there be an option to filter your roster by immunities, debuffs, buffs, etc.?
I would love to add this.
Okay.
I mean, so like I do not make this particular call, but I will talk about why it is very complicated. And that's because the game's been running for 9 years, and so we have a lot of champs. So to implement this, we would have to go back and add that filtering to every single champion in the game, which is a lot of content. And so it would be super, super handy. I would love to add this, but doing some of those like big backlog cleanup efforts also take away from us making new content. And so that's something that the team also has to juggle a lot. It's how do we want to put our efforts towards maintaining things and doing cool stuff that is retroactive, like looking for immunities and the filters and that kind of thing, or doing something like cool and new. And they're both stuff we want to do, and so it's often just a matter of like just balancing between the two.
We talked about this a number of times, and I sing the game team's praises constantly for their levels of passion, where everybody has so many things that they want to do and want to accomplish and want to add because they care about this game, that there's literally not enough time in the day to get it all done. So I think that's incredible. Also, an important thing for people to kind of acknowledge as well is that conceptualizing a change in a game is a lot easier than executing a change in the game. Just because you're like, oh, it should be simple to do X, Y, Z, it's usually not.
Yeah, we have a really good relationship with the engineering team, but often it's like, we'll ask them a question, and I'll be like, they're not gonna like that question.
Yeah.
Because they, like, what that means work, like some deep work for them at some point. And it's like, I love you, gameplay engineering team. Thank you very much for all your wonderful work.
All right, are you ready to play Guess a Champ?
Yeah, let's do it.
What about you, summoners? Are you ready to play Guess a Champ? If it's your first time, don't worry, don't be nervous. We'll go through the rules, and then when we're done, we'll do our giveaway, we'll take a couple more questions, and we'll go from there. All right, so if this is your first time ever playing Guess a Champ, we'll go through the rules. Rules, number one, I will share quotes that my mother used to describe a specific champion. I send her a picture, she looks at it, she knows pretty much nothing about superheroes, movies, comics, etc. Last Christmas, she sent me an advent calendar that was Guardians of the Galaxy Lego. It was great. And awesome. When I called her and said thanks, she goes, those are your people, right? And I went, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Crushed it. So that's the level of understanding we have here. You guys then try to guess that champion. The descriptions will make no sense most of the time. And then I will reveal the champion. Collectively, we'll all go, what? How did we get here? And then rule number 6 is fun.
I like the second last rule is confusion.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, let's pull on number 1. I think we have 6 today.
As in 6, like, descriptions?
6 different champions.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Let's go.
It was a long and arduous conversation. My head was in my hands multiple times. Jorge, you were overhearing some of the nonsense. It was a lot.
I like that you said it was great and you were shaking your head at the same time.
It was so good. All right.
I loved it.
It was fantastic. Champ number 1. He's a bad guy 1,000%.
Okay.
Okay? Then it got chaotic right away. He spins around and all the things in his skirt goes out, pierces people. She was fragmented a lot here, don't worry. He tries to punch them and they get stabbed with his arms, a forearm punch, and then a headbutt. It was very eclectic. It was very all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah. I have seen one person get it right so far. He's strong, but he does not have magical powers.
Okay.
Okay. His costume gave him the powers, so he doesn't have them, but also he has them, but the costume technically has them.
Right.
Right. What's that on the stick? Is that a rock? Like a triangle? Maybe it's a dino tooth. Does that inform you a little bit?
Interesting.
Okay. You know, everyone's favorite stick, rock, dino tooth combination?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it said gay, referring to his belt. No, don't write that. I don't care if he's gay. It doesn't say that, if you're wondering. He even has the eyes of a turtle.
What?
And I'm going to give you a hint here. He does not.
What do a turtle's eyes look like?
After this, I said, have you ever seen a turtle? And she said yes, but she's wrong on this one.
So that implies then that you know what a turtle's eyes look like.
I know what a turtle.
You Googled it.
Well, also, I know the Teenage Mutant Ninja variety.
They're wearing bandanas over their eyes.
Exactly, so maybe that's what she was referring to.
Maybe.
She's not. That's a misdirect as well. Asked for an alter ego, she said he's probably a politician.
Okay. So, I think it's stabbed with a forearm punch to the head, but he's
More people are getting it right, but not a lot. I'll say that.
So I was thinking Drax at first because of the rock stick triangle thing. But like, I guess technically, like he really does have like a pretty obvious like axe. And
yeah, she kind of misses obvious things and brings in things that aren't so obvious.
Is that a rock like
Let's keep it going. I asked for a name. Mutant Smurf Turtle was this character's name.
Okay.
And that's the last hint.
Helpful.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
Like Corvus also came to, again, because it's like, I'm trying to think of like champs that have weapons. I'm seeing Voodoo in the chat a lot.
Including from Twitchy D.
Option. Yeah. Said
Twitchy D removed the chat. Doesn't want to help you. They removed it. They're like, nah, you're on your own.
Atuma's also good, but like I don't think his belt like says anything. Yeah. And then, but the thing is, it does say and then a headbutt, and Atuma's headbutt is very noticeable. It's very important. It's his heavy attack. I'm gonna stick with my original guess of Drax.
I'm gonna show you. Ooh, ever so close. Now let's go through a couple of things here. I guess the hammerhead shark skull was what she was referring to as the turtle eyes.
100%.
Not really.
It's not a turtle. It's a shark, but
yeah, not quite. The
aquatic creature.
Dino tooth on the stick, actually pretty legit.
Yeah, 100%.
Didn't recognize that myself. Now, if you look closely on the belt, there's a triangle in the middle and like on the top side there.
Yep, yeah.
Triangle in the middle that she interpreted as an A, and then some etching on either side that she... The Y to me is there. If you zoom in, you can kind of see it. The G is not. So we learned that belt does not say gay.
Nope.
All right, champion number 2. Again, this guy doesn't have natural powers. It's the costume that gives him powers, okay? He's a ninja fighter, and then I laughed hysterically, and she said, why is that funny? I did not answer. Just kept going.
Interesting.
Yeah, we just kept going. He does that thing with the swords, you know, that, and then the sounds she was making were like woos. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, okay.
And then I questioned what that was, and she switched to whooshes, which was a little better.
Right.
A little more sword-like.
I associate ninjas more with whooshing than with woos.
Oh, yeah. We thought that maybe she was going lightsaber with it.
Oh, okay.
But don't let that... That'll lead you astray.
Right, yeah.
Where do these guys get their shoes? It looks like he's wearing Crocs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, was that a compliment or an insult?
Hard to know with her some days, honestly. Is that a rat on his leg? We investigated further. It's not, and there's nothing even remotely resembling a rat. So don't let that lead you astray. Okay? I think I need to talk about his quads, is what she started with. Yeah, but then she didn't. She stated she was going to, but then she got distracted. He's just a flippin' mess, she said, in summary. Asked for an alter ego, and she said that he's an accountant at tax time. Naturally. I asked when his first comic debuted. He's old, 1968. First comic. His debut issue was The Invincible Jumping Fighter, and then she followed that up saying that's not even good. She got upset about her own work.
So I think this is OG Deadpool, like Red Deadpool or the X-Force one.
I'm gonna say I don't think I've seen a single person get it right. Oh, I saw one. Not a lot though. And the last asked for a name. 50 Shades of Accounting.
I love that a lot, actually. So the couple things. So obviously, like the two swords is the thing that a couple different champs in the game have. The rat thing on their leg is probably like one of those thigh pouches that a lot of champs have. And then like the generic, so like it could also be like Ronin.
See a lot of Ronin in chat.
Yeah. It's not like Venom Pool, because she would have said something about the tongue in that case. I think I'm going to stick with Deadpool X-Force as my guess.
Locked in? Final answer?
Yes.
Close.
Oh.
Platpool. Also, where do you see a rat on these legs?
It's the outside edge of his right thigh has the pouch thing on
there's
it.
nothing, like it's barely there in this photo. This was the photo I sent. It's barely there. Also, Mike agrees that you could see this person as an accountant.
Yeah, he just looks dull.
He looks dull.
So I will actually say now that I think 50 Shades of Accounting works really well.
Not bad.
Because this is also like, you know, he's shiny, but at the end of the day, he's a lot of different shades of gray.
It's true. It's true. We'll have to let her know that we're renaming champions.
If you say that louder right now,
We're not.
they're counting.
Yeah. This is the accounting people right outside the door. 50 Shades of Accounting. All right, champ number 3. This guy has innate superpowers.
I like that this is the starting question for all of them, because it also doesn't help at all.
But the thing is, I'm not even asking this question. Most of the quotes at the beginning are just her talking.
Right.
I just send her the photo, she starts talking, and I start writing stuff down.
That's good.
If I give a prompt, like name, that sort of stuff, that's a question I've asked. Otherwise, I'm just quoting what she has to say. Swimming in an infested pool, he's super scaly. He's not. So he was swimming downstream from a toxic, what kind of plant? A toxic chemical plant.
She got there.
She got there eventually. Chemical plants can be tough. She does get locked in ideas, and scaly seems to be a recurring theme. Toxic something is also a recurring theme. Yeah, scaly is like referenced in like 4 different champs at this point.
Okay.
None of whom have scales.
All right.
Yeah.
Does your mom know what scales are?
She should.
Okay.
She should. I like his snow boots.
Nice.
That's
Practical.
actually pretty.
Yep.
That one's close. He has a few little anomalies, and unfortunately, he has a pretty small head. I think it's an average size head, in my opinion. But
interesting.
you know, he has to have a buddy. He's not independent.
I mean,
Can't do it on his own.
right. And sometimes you just got to go through life with a buddy. That's
Sometimes
fine.
the buddy system works. It's a system for a reason. He doesn't even have teeth. Oh, wait, yes, he does.
That's hilarious.
So
That's incredible.
You can take away from this, he definitely has teeth.
But they're not
Barely visible.
super visible. So that excludes like Warlock and Mojo, let's say, because their teeth are super obvious.
Yeah. He does not use a knife and fork to eat. I inquired about spoons. She was ambiguous, uncertain about spoons. He's a bad guy turned good.
There's a handful of those in the game.
Not bad. He's just like a monster. He's just a scaly monster. Yeah.
But without scales.
Yep.
Okay.
Asked for a super team. The fabulous transformative 4.
I love how there's like no indication of transformation in any of these previous things.
She went to elaborate. Transformation was from bad to good.
Oh.
Because she doesn't understand that people would...
Emotional transformation.
Exactly. Morality transformation.
Nice.
She doesn't understand that people do transform.
Right, of course.
In superhero lore. So she's just like, oh no.
That would be preposterous, but emotional growth, that's fine.
Yeah. I've seen a couple correct answers here. They're getting it. Mr. Water Transformer. I don't know why water specifically. I don't think water was mentioned a single time prior to now. She doubled down and elaborated to Prince because he has more power than that. She said.
Good for
Prince Water
Good
Transformer.
for you, Prince Water Mr. Prince Water
PWT,
Transformer.
his friends call him.
The artist formerly known as Mr. Prince Water Transformer.
Yeah.
So I was originally thinking Toad.
Because of the toxic.
And the small head thing. Like, Toad's head looks kind of small for his body because of the pose that
But
he
the
has.
snow boots.
Yeah, he doesn't have...
Toad is Toad.
Yeah.
Like Toad.
He's got the
he is Toad.
Yeah.
Toes.
I did see, like, Man Thing in the chat. That was a good one.
I see Namor a lot, which is good because it would make sense with the scales. Right?
I mean this in the best way. I
ahead.
don't think your mom would figure out that Namor had anything to do with water.
You are correct. That is a...
Because there's no he's shirtless, I guess.
We can call her and let her know. Do you want to phone a friend?
No. Well, okay, hold on. I don't want to presume that your mom is my friend. I haven't even met her.
It's a good point. I think you guys would hit it off.
I hope so.
I think you guys would be
That'd
pals.
Be nice.
All right. I needed an answer to lock in for champ number 3 here.
I'm going to stick with Man Thing.
Man Thing. Very close. You've been dancing around correct answers, right? Atuma was your second answer on the first one. You went with X-Force Deadpool on Platpool. You went with Man Thing on this one. Thing.
Oh.
Yeah. I picked one. You designed Thing, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. I picked one I knew you designed.
He still shows up on defense, and every time I'm like,
a lot.
A lot.
A lot. So those are the scales, I suppose.
Yeah,
the boots
that
make sense.
Yeah, the boots make sense.
The fact that she almost identified Fantastic Four and
Yeah,
said the Fabulous Four with
there's a
no
4
knowledge.
There's a 4 on his belt.
Yeah, but it could have been just anything for her, and she went alliteration, she went
Right.
Fabulous, which is right akin to Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thought it was good.
Yeah, the teeth that don't look visible, then you look again and it's like, oh, that is teeth.
He doesn't have teeth. He has, oh, but he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to 4 here. On the latter half of this, the back 9, as they say in sports.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
I think spiritually.
Okay.
Not in design. I mean, honestly, I don't know. She could have said anything here. Innate powers. She's one of the Transformers. Again,
Emotional transformation.
Emotional transformation.
Okay.
This also proves that not only does she not know about Marvel things, she also doesn't know Transformers are also a thing.
Right.
Right? Okay. Transformed into a good person.
There's people in the chat mad at your mom for not knowing Thing's origin story.
There's people who are mad.
Bad. Also, not toxic water. It was cosmic waves.
Guys,
That's the point.
let's go back to the beginning. She doesn't know anything. We don't need to get mad at her. She's volunteered her time to play a fun, silly game. And I hope we're having fun. And Aiden has been the closest to correct answers I think we've ever seen. Like, you're 1 away on every single one of these so far.
The Thing has been the one where the chat has been the most confused. At the end, everyone was like, what?
Yeah. No, and that's rule 4 or 5. Remember?
confusion. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Innate super. She's one of the Transformers transformed into a good person.
Yeah.
Emotional transformation. She can blind you with her eyes and freeze you with her hands.
Interesting.
I'm going to tell you that feels misleading now, but is actually, when you see the photo, you're going to be like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. She's got good taste in shoes.
Oh, so
Interesting.
Someone's got it already.
Okay.
Don't look.
What?
Oh, you can. I'm kidding. You can look. I'll allow it. Asked for an origin. She got her superpowers from her grandma.
Okay.
And I said, how does one get powers? She went on to it. She's like, well, Jackson, she's a nurse. There's this thing called genetics. And I was like, okay, don't nurse-splain to me genetics. I got it. They're a secret family. I don't really know what that meant. I just wrote it down. She just discovered her powers because grandma told her about them on her deathbed.
The grandma's like, by the way, you have powers, and then died,
Yeah.
and then she's like, oh, I have powers.
And then also a secret family, allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's not even try and understand it. This woman rules the world. She will get rid of all the bad
Nice.
guys. It's a good thing.
I like that story.
I'm glad she transformed into a good person, if
Right?
that's the power she has. Asked for an alter ego, just a regular,
Everyday
everyday
librarian.
librarian. Don't really know that one too much, I don't know. Asked for a team, she's gonna start one. She doesn't.
Nice.
She's not on one currently, she's gonna start one.
Yeah, she's gonna lead.
She's gonna lead
rule
it.
the world and get rid of the bad guys.
Exactly. Good. I'm glad. Asked for a name. Mother Ice Princess. No. Queen Freezer. Freeze Queen. And then she said, I think I need alcohol. Which also, she doesn't drink almost at all. Yeah, so
Wow, you're
either
really...
we drove her to drink
Yeah.
or she thinks that's her creative juices, I think, a little bit.
Okay, so I've been seeing lots of Emma Frost in the chat, but I suspect... So it depends. That would depend on what image of Emma you showed your mom, because there's a version of her in diamond form and a version not. I'm leaning actually towards Storm Pyramid X, which is also mentioned in the chat there, because I'm pretty sure a lot of her thumbnails have like ice powers on the hands. And she's also got kind of more of the rulery kind of vibe. Unfortunately, evil. But yeah, I'm going to go with Storm Pyramid X.
I'm watching the chat fly through, and in the last, while you were talking and walking through your explanation, not a single person got it right in that time.
like 3 people.
3 people overall, the entirety of this round, got this
Dang.
one right.
All right.
This one, It's Photon.
Oh, very
See
good.
what I mean? When you look at it here,
100%.
it makes sense.
Yep.
You're like, okay, freeze you with the hands, blind you with the eyes, flashbang out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's all there.
Yep.
But again, no understanding.
The like secret family superpowers from grandma thing is very interesting also because like
Yeah, I don't
Photon in
know
the
how we got
MCU
there.
has lots of like her stories about her family a lot. So that was a good read by your mom.
Mm-hmm. Got him. Not bad. All right, let's move on to 5. Second to last one.
Okay.
This one might be my favorite. I don't know. 6 might be my favorite. Mike and Jorge played this with me yesterday. Number 5 here. He's a bad guy. Okay. Just wants power. He wants to take over North America.
Specifically.
But then he's going to stop.
Right.
He's going to stop.
I mean, you don't want to be too greedy about this.
No. He's got
That's the downfall
reasonable
for most
expectations.
villains. They try and get,
Don't reach, you know?
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, just North America.
That's why Doom is Emperor God King of just Latveria.
Just that one, because he had realistic expectations.
Yeah.
Set attainable goals, people. That's a good lesson to learn out here. He ate a tainted camel.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I went, who is out there eating camels? And she said, he's a bad dude. He's not nice.
Right.
So that's how he got his power.
Why is it tainted?
Well, that's how he got the power.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay? He's wearing recycled knee pads.
Why recycle? Okay.
Because I think she thinks that they look low quality. I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But he's got good hair.
We appreciate that.
I'll say this. I disagree.
Interesting.
Yeah. Those bracelets on his arms, they get tighter as he gets mad, and they give him more and more strength.
So that's like terrible mood rings.
And I will say that the knee pads and the bracelets are probably, those are the most accurate things, that those exist.
Right.
As for their Halloween costume, who do they go as for Halloween? A bear.
A bear.
A bear. Okay? If they were to be in a Hollywood film, who would play them in the movie? I don't want to say the guy's name because he got in trouble for being racist. And then she didn't say his name, so I actually don't know.
We have no idea.
We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know. As for a name, I want to give him a strong name,
like Bruno.
And then I went, okay, what is Bruno a strong name? And she said, when they said there's something about Bruno, they knew this was coming. Which also goes to prove she doesn't know Disney either, because she is trying to reference We Don't Talk About Bruno. But she thinks the song is There's something about Bruno. Yeah. There's something about Bruno. No.
There is something about Bruno.
There we go.
Okay. Lord, this is tough.
Have you seen anyone get it right in chat? No.
I've seen a couple.
Oh, a couple. Good job, everybody.
This one is tricky.
Yeah.
Well, The Champion is a good read.
Similar hairish.
Shang-Chi.
Oh, I saw someone get it right.
A lot of people think Shang-Chi isn't a bad guy. Reminder.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know that.
Some people saying Shang-Chi is not a bad guy. She does not know.
Yeah. Zemo's good. I feel like if it was Omega Red, she would have pointed out the tentacles,
Yeah.
and she didn't.
Yeah.
And so I'm suspecting it's not Omega Red.
Yeah.
Lots
of good. I love the summoners
Yeah.
guessing in chat. It gives us a lot to think about, and I just love to see people's
I am
thoughts
going to go
processes.
with Shang-Chi.
Okay.
Because the got good hairline sticks with me, and I know Shang-Chi in our game has really good hair.
Right, but I disagreed with the good hairline. Does that change anything for you?
No, I'm going to stick with it.
Okay. It is Hercules.
He is a bad guy.
He is a bad guy who eats tainted camels. The hair didn't say anything about the faceplate or the harness, upper body.
Yeah.
The bear kind of makes sense when you see how
that
hairy his
tracks
chest
now.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bracelets, like I said, those
Yeah.
exist. Those are there. Didn't
They're
say
less. The bracelets are less prominent than I would have expected, given how prominent they were in her clues.
Yeah. So also didn't say anything about the weapons.
Right.
Not at all.
The knee pads do look a little recycled, though.
They do look a little
Or at least
recycled.
banged up.
This is the last round. Anyone out there have a perfect score yet?
I'm also
No?
going to start calling Hercules Bruno.
We're going to start calling Hercules Bruno. Great. And Platpool, 50 Shades of Accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget that one. All right, gang, we're going to do this last round. Then we're going to do a giveaway, and then the banquet starts soon. So get excited. What a day to be alive here. Champ number 6 here. He looks like he'd be a gymnast.
Okay.
Cool. Am I allowed to reserve judgment on him? She wanted to step out of this round. She didn't. I don't know why.
This reads to me as, I don't want to do this, Jackson.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. It was like, can we wrap this up, I think? Isn't that Spider-Man, she said. Right?
So she knows who Spider-Man is.
Well, she knows that Spider-Man exists.
She knows of Spider-Man.
Yep.
Have you been talking to her about Spider-Punk? Is that what this is?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. He's got better shoes than
That's a high
anybody
bar.
else.
There are some nice shoes in our game.
She does fixate on the shoes.
Literally a whole thing with
Jessica
Cassie.
Jones, she went in on the boots. She was like,
Yeah,
great
they're good
boots.
boots.
Good
Yep.
boots. He reminds me of an old lacrosse player, Veltman. She strayed from the plot a lot. And I'm going to tell you that she doesn't come back from this point.
Okay.
She went into lacrosse.
How into lacrosse is your mom?
Actually, pretty into lacrosse. We're a lacrosse family. I played growing up. We have family friends in the coaching slash.
I thought you were going to say you have family
staff.
feuds, like
We have
you're
family
like
feuds.
to like an internal family lacrosse.
Yeah,
feud?
we have every holiday season we go home and we hit each other with lacrosse sticks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole feud.
Happy holidays.
I asked who's their love interest. She said that they met at Home Hardware, and that she
Mrs.
wanted to call them
Clean.
Mrs. Clean.
Oh, that's
Which
sweet.
is weird. Also, keep in mind there is no love interest in the
Yeah,
photo.
no, it's
She's
hypothetical.
purely hypothetical. Who's going to play this person in a movie? I need a skinny actor, and then she went back. NLL Hall of Famer Jim Veltman.
Is that the National Lacrosse League?
It is the National Lacrosse League. He's not playing lacrosse anymore, so he has to use his skills somewhere. I think
Right.
she thinks he should
Superhero
go
wing.
into acting.
Oh, right. Sorry.
He's going to play this in the
Get
film.
Yeah. This is an actual person.
Yeah. I don't know much about him because I went to the washroom when redacted. Then I didn't watch the movie because I didn't want redacted.
Are you allowed to tell me why those things were redacted?
I will tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not redacted because they're inappropriate. They're redacted because they're giveaways.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Went to the washroom when I didn't watch the movie because I didn't want redacted.
Yeah,
That's a weird sentence to redact.
it sure is. Any guesses at this stage before I reveal the name?
I feel like if she thinks it's Spider-Man,
Yeah.
that means that she can't see their face clearly. So,
Okay.
like, I don't think it's like
Thinking through
Mr.
it.
Fantastic, for instance.
Thinking
I saw that in
through it.
chat. Ghost Rider's interesting. Spot is interesting. Better shoes. So better shoes than anyone else also implies that it's maybe not one of the actual spider people because they don't have distinct shoes usually. It's just like their costume goes straight into feeties.
You might think that.
That's why I said it out loud. It's just a thought that I had that I
You
vocalized
might.
it.
You might.
Ooh, Ant-Man is a good guess. Quicksilver's a good guess. Quicksilver's a real good guess.
Do you want to know what the name is, and then you can formulate your final
Oh,
answer
yeah,
here?
sorry. I thought this was all the...
Spidey Jim.
Ooh.
You
I
know-
like that there's...
I spelled it wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. It's Spidey. Spidey Jim.
Spitty Jim.
I told Rob before we started the show that I'm pretty confident I have one spelling mistake in here, and I couldn't figure out what it was. Turns out it was the very last line.
All right.
Spidey Jim, she said.
Spider-Gwen is an interesting one. Although I think your mom would know that that is a female presenting person and not male.
Good call.
Reserve judgment. Old lacrosse player, someone
yeah,
skinny.
that's not helping you.
Yeah. I'm gonna... I don't love it, but I'll go with Quicksilver. I think there's probably better options, but
Final answer?
yeah, we'll lock in Quicksilver.
It was Spider-Man. Stuck in here.
But there's no...
There's no shoes? There's no shoes. It was a dangerous game we were playing. Do we trust the descriptions enough that when she outright says, "Is that Spider-Man?" would we get it? Do we trust her at this point? And I think we all learned we did not, because I did not see a lot of spider people guesses in the chat either.
Say Miles Morales, which is a good guess.
That is a good guess.
Yeah. Also, that's the Stark Enhanced version, right?
Yeah. I would have taken any Spider-Man as an answer.
Oh.
So the redacted
Well, I didn't
sentence.
know that.
Well, it doesn't matter. You didn't guess one of them anyways.
true.
Like if you were like, "Oh, I bet Miles Morales," I would have been like, "It is Spider-Man. Congratulations."
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't get it. So the redacted was a story I've told a number of times on stream before, usually prefacing Guess a Champ, where we went to see the Spider-Man film in theaters when I was young. Tobey Maguire, the first one.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben gets, spoilers, gets shot. Who knew Uncle Ben would die? She got upset and left and did not come back.
Aw.
So the redacted was, I went to the washroom when Uncle Ben got shot, and I didn't come back to watch the movie because I didn't want Uncle Ben to get shot.
Again?
Yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah, he's one of those who, like, you know, there's a few characters in Marvel lore who, like, they have to be dead. That's the point.
It's a canon event.
Yeah, precisely.
So let's move right into our giveaway.
Yeah,
Aiden,
let's do it.
who did you bring to give away to everybody today? 8 of them. 8
Yes.
7-star
Wiccans.
8 7-star Wiccans and a 6-star Wiccan. Of course, the most 7-stars we've ever given away on a live stream.
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow. And we'll just keep doing it until tomorrow, and then it's actually done. So we're giving away some Wiccans. If you guys would like to win a Wiccan. Are we good to go?
Someone in the
And
chat said, I
just-
would love it if we added Uncle Ben to the game.
That would be great.
I literally just said his existence is to...
It's open. Everybody, please
it's open.
type exclamation point Wiccanned.
Nice.
Wiccanned. 2 N's, very important.
Yeah.
Wiccanned. Wiccanned in the chat will get you entered into this giveaway. Everyone can enter as long as you're watching here on twitch.tv/kabam and nowhere else. If you're not watching here, pop on over. It'll take you no time at all to create an account. Follow this account and then exclamation point Wiccanned in the chat. Do not include the quotation marks. Everyone is entitled to 1 entry. You do not need to spam beyond that. And then if you do not receive a message saying you got an entry, you did. We just break the system a lot of times. Yesterday was 2,500 people enter the giveaway. It's great. I appreciate that everyone's here coming in for free stuff. People love free stuff.
Yep.
I hope you guys are enjoying these streams as well. Maybe you're learning something. Maybe you're having fun. If you did that laugh thing where you just exhaled like a particularly hard out your nose, you know the one? Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's like the biggest
that is
compliment.
the modern day equivalent of LOL.
It's true.
That had a physical impact on me. I exhaled through my nose.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And then I like when people say, that's funny. Oh, if only there were noises you could make to indicate that. Do you know what I mean? Instead of using the words.
Right.
But how efficient, just to keep us in the loop. Anyhow, we hope that you guys are enjoying it. Again, you get 1 entry here on twitch.tv/kabam. If you have an inappropriate screen name and you win this raffle, you don't win. Because I don't want to read it on the internet, where it will live forever. What else is important here? Listen to me. This is the important part. If you win, I will reach out to you on Twitch DMs. If this is your first time using Twitch, cool. If you're on the app, there's a very convenient little chat bubble button. If you're on like a desktop, same thing, little chat bubble button. Look for that. Do not reach out to the support team, because they have other, more important stuff to do. I will handle this. I will reach out to you. You will have 48 hours to respond to me or that chat closes. That's not me being a jerk. That's just how it works. If you miss that 48-hour window, like 3 people have so far and have reached out to support, starting now, I said starting now 2 days ago, but then I did it again anyways, I'm not giving you the chance. I'm sorry, it's just extra work to go back and find things and work with. We don't want to bog them down. They're trying to keep the game rolling and stuff.
Yep.
I think that's about everything. I'm going to reach out to you. I will ask for your in-game name, your alliance tag, maybe your top champion. Only trust messages from the Kabam account. Do not give your information to anybody else. We will never ask for passwords, credit card info, etc., etc., etc. I think that's everything.
I think I saw someone ask in the chat, like, does your Twitch name have to be the same as your in-game name?
That's a great question. The answer is no. It doesn't need to be linked in any way. We will just have a quick little convo. You'll tell me who you are. If you have special characters in your name, like it's not an A, it's that AE and Aegon, please include those or I'm not going to be able to find your account. Crushed it. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
So we'll let that go for a little while. Let's pull another question.
Yeah, let's do it.
I haven't looked at them in a minute. Jaybird is the word says, what is the funniest glitch you've seen during development? Throwback to Big Head Champs.
Interesting. So, there's a lot of good ones. A lot of them are art glitches. Those are like the funniest. I actually have a folder saved of like the funniest art glitches of champs I've worked on. Let me see if I can. So like I'm going to describe them. It's not going to do them justice, but I'll try and get as close as I can. On the topic of big head mode, it doesn't apply to all champs because some champs' heads don't work with big head.
Like Thing, who has an unfortunately small head, according to
my favorite / worst example of this is if you big head Juggernaut, his helmet doesn't grow, and so his eyes actually protrude out of the eye holes like eye stalks, and it's terrifying.
That is fantastic.
So that's a glitch. One of the, I believe it was, Brooklyn on the art team sent me a screenshot one day that was just titled Kitty Pride.
Oh.
And this was before, well before we added Kitty to the game. And it was Human Torch, but he was phasing through the ground.
Oh, yeah.
He was just like T-posing and moving laterally as he walked into the fight rather than actually walking. So that was good. I mean, like, a lot of the other glitches are just like hilariously high damage. Like you put a wrong number into the code for a champion, and it's like, oh, I just deleted Mephisto. Oops.
Removed him from the contest.
Yeah. And then, like, there's other funny crashes of just like, you're building a character, you accidentally make an infinite loop that crashes the whole playtest and waits an hour, and then everyone gets really mad at you. I mean, those are funny in hindsight. They're terrifying at the time, but...
Yeah, so you mentioned Brooklyn and the art team.
Yes.
Brooklyn was meant to be a part of the 9 days of giveaways. Unfortunately, had to drop out, said that they want to bring the heat. They want to bring their best. And they weren't going to be able to do so as we kind of get into the late season push here. So they're going to be joining us in the new year. And we've asked that they bring some of these glitchy, funny things.
Yeah,
as long as we can get them cleared.
There's like a repository of these really, really good images. Yeah.
She's shown me ones where like players or champions get hit so hard that like it shakes the entire room and it just won't stop.
Yep.
So there's some fun stuff in there for sure. All right, everybody, Wickand in chat here for your chance to win one of 8 7-star Wiccans. The Banquet appears to have been live now. Everyone hop on in there. Did you want to enter the giveaway? We had John do it from the hot seat yesterday.
I thought we weren't allowed.
Who's going to stop you?
Who's going to stop you?
It's not me.
I was going to say it would be you. But
It's not. Mike wants that.
I think I am good. I will leave the opportunity to...
Here's what I'll do. Because you were kind enough to join us on the show, I'll just give you one.
Oh, sure, that works.
I'm not going to do that, don't worry. Okay, Mike, how are we feeling? How many entries we got?
Have that power, do you?
I do have that power.
Oh, wow, okay.
2,300.
2,300
Nice.
entries. We're going to call last call here. I'm going to explain it one more time, and then you got to get in here. Everybody, please be here on twitch.tv/kabam. Follow this account. Type it in the chat. Wickand. Okay. Lots of entries. Lots of last minutes here. What was that? Is that an important one? Okay, MCOC 1234568, not to be confused with 1234568. It says, please upload Titan shards to the Greater Banquet Crystal. This is something I'm actually watching the conversation happening right now. If you guys are looking at the drop rates for the Greater Banquet Crystal, you don't see Titan shards. Gasp. They're there. Right now the system is combining 7 stars and Titan 7-star shards into its own category. People have eyes on it. They're working on it right now to deconnect them. I'm looking at 7-star shards are actually 5.9% total, 1% for Titan. They combine to make 1%. So stand by. That should be updated soon, hopefully. It looks like we're also seeing some latency as everyone logs in to start Banquet. Just have some patience. Shout out to everybody for being excited to be a part of this event. I am as well. And fortunately, I will wait 10 minutes and hopefully latency is settled down by then.
Yeah.
Mike, are we good to close it?
I'm ready if you are.
All right, let's close it down now. You can no longer enter to win this giveaway, so stop that, was the message Streamlabs distributed. Okay, 8 giveaways. Why'd you pick Wiccan?
Because I like Hulkling.
You like Hulkling,
Yeah.
Hulkling and Wiccan.
They're a couple in the comics.
Cute.
They want
I like it.
more instances of 7-star Wiccan in the game.
More 7-star Wiccan love. We love to see it.
Yeah.
Wickand is over. That's it. I mean, we don't have to. People can keep going. How long did it take me to grow this beard was a question that just flew by in chat. Hold on.
Yeah, I
From
saw that.
Bundle of Nerves. A vital question, they claim. I don't know. When did I shave last? I had a mustache for a minute. November, I think I started growing the beard. Yeah. Oh, well, I had probably end of October. I had started growing the beard because I shaved my head at the beginning of November for charity, a charity stream that we were doing. We raised a bunch of money for BC Children's Hospital. And I've learned in the past that if I shave my head and I don't have a beard, it looks a little racist. So I kept the beard. I kept the beard this time around. Yeah.
Wise.
You learn things.
I was
You
gonna
live
say,
and you learn.
I mean, like that's directly from learning the lesson of.
Yeah. It was life experience.
You never want to wake up and be like, "Oops, I look racist."
Yeah. And then being in front of an audience makes that a tough sell.
Makes you feel better. Someone said you were given some Brad Pitt vibes.
Brad Pitt vibes. Whoa.
Sad Amish Brad Pitt.
Sad Amish Pitt. That's what they said.
Yeah.
It was nice of you to edit it to make me feel better, and then we can always trust Mike for the honesty.
Yeah.
We can always trust Mike for the honesty. All right, Rob, how are we feeling behind the board? Are we ready to go?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
The first winner of a 7-star Wiccan is I Love Kip. I Love Kip, congratulations. We will reach out and we'll get that info to you soon. Do you want to read the next one?
Sure.
Good.
VSK 89.
Visk
Visk 89.
Congratulations, Visk. You are a proud owner of a new 7-star Wiccan. Later, today probably.
Yeah.
We've also got Malachi Max. Malachi Max?
Malachi Max.
Malachi Max,
Maybe
congratulations. This one's you.
20 towers. That's a lot of towers.
That was an easy one to read, too. All right, that's 4. Okay, next one. Shady Mudgul has one in the past, I think.
I don't think so.
No? I've just seen this name a lot then.
Shady or is it shoddy?
Chatty, you're right. That's my
Chatty.
bad. Maybe they've had questions read.
Yeah.
That was 5. This one's you.
Asperol.
Aciprol?
Aciprol.
What's that, 6? That comes after 5.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, next one. Man 086. 7. And the last 7-star winner is
Oh.
Man, you can't win twice.
Chef to do 1.
Nice. That's 8. Congratulations to all their 7-star winners. We get 1. And in a way, you're rarer to get the 1 6-star. If you think about it that way, it's a better prize than the 7-star
Excellent.
Wiccan. No. You're wrong for thinking otherwise. And the last winner is Ritzy. Ritzy! Congratulations, everybody. Again, I will reach out to you. Twitch DMs. Do not, and I repeat, do not, Aiden, message support about this. They're busy. Congratulations to all of our winners. Good luck to all of you tomorrow, as we will be giving away 9 7-stars from the year 2023 that Mike has picked. A couple things before we part. There is latency in the game right now. Logging in, everybody's trying to get in for Banquet. Just give it a moment. It'll come together shortly. Get in there. Have some fun with your alliance. It's a holiday season. It's a time for togetherness and generosity and stuff. Additionally, the drop rates to the Greater Banquet Crystal are correct. They just are displaying poorly. That will also be updated soon. Happy 9-year anniversary to the contest.
The game.
Yeah, day 8 of the 9 days of giveaways. Tomorrow's the last day and will be the 9 plus 4, the 13th stream that I've done in 10 days. Because I did my own streams as well. It's a lot of streams. I'm very tired. All right, thank you to everybody who made this stream possible except Lyndon. Aiden, thank you for being an incredible guest. Our 5-time, you're a record holder now.
Do I get a belt?
That one if you want it. It's behind you on the wall. Thank you to Jorge and Mike and Rob working behind the scenes to make things
That's
up.
a better own brawl belt.
Well, you can take it off the set if you want. Who's going to stop you? A massive
Everyone
shout out
else
to Sarah as well, not joining us today, but also working very hard. And a big thank you to all of our mods, volunteer and otherwise. It takes an army to make these streams excellent, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Come back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Go and enjoy Banquet until then. Also, Battlegrounds ended. Dang it. I didn't get my last fight I needed. Anyhow, I am Jax, and until I see you again, please have fun and play nice. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.